Hi, good evening. Welcome back. I was like literally trying earlier to play around with my mics and make sure that I could that you could hear me. Now I think that they work. I hope that they work. We're just gonna keep using it like this because it's like my first time, using this mic. And kind of recording on my iPhone. Hi. So like I have been recording on my Pixel, but I have like an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which is like a really incredible camera. So I want to like ensure that I like use that camera. Um so yeah. Um what I have points to this. So I just kind of want to rant for a minute about politics. I can't believe that I'm turning into a person who cares so much about politics. Like, I definitely did not see myself as becoming that person. But I guess the older that I get and the more responsibility that I take on in the world, I'm starting to understand how systems work and don't work, and especially like particular laws in the past, like historically, how they benefited some people and like really broken and crucified others. So, some people were watching, like, I saw a clip by Matt Walsh where he's talking about the guy who got sentenced to 22 years for the January 6th riots. And I guess like the Proud Boys leader. And like some things that he said were a little bit strange. Um, I'm not saying what he said was strange. He was describing an action by this guy that I thought was a little strange. So he says the guy supposedly this guy like organized the riots. So he was like the ringleader who got everyone together, told them what to do, and he wasn't necessarily there because he was banned from being near a Capitol building, but he told other people what to do, how to do it, when to do it. He organizes the whole thing. And the reason that he wasn't able to be near Capitol buildings is because he was burning BLM flags a few days before. Um and to me, I don't understand. This is what I mean when I don't understand like what or I shouldn't say this. I understand what terrorism is and what terror groups are and what racial hate is and like how it works. But like here's another thing that I'm really starting to understand about like activism and protest and like watching all of those people. There were people who were protesting like Brett Kavanaugh coming into office, and they're like, we don't want him as a federal judge. And then there's other people who are protesting, all of the abortion bans, and there's other people who are protesting, student loans, and like everyone is like standing up and like protesting stuff. And to me, initially, like there's just not that many causes that I care about, but I guess what I'm really starting to understand is like there are a lot of people who care about stuff. And I don't know if this is, I have to call myself a moderate because a lot of things on the left I actually do agree with. And this is one of them. I do, it could be identity politics, but I think it's something different here. And it's something a little bit bigger. Like, the left and the right, I don't think they understand that they're kind of all doing the exact same thing. They're just all coming out and like protesting or advocating for like the things that they care about and the life that they want to live. And like, and I've made another video about that. When you stand for something, you like automatically go against something else. Like, that's the way that it works. And whatever you're against, like, the guy the guy who gets sentenced to 22 years, ask yourself like why was he burning a BLM flag? Like, I've watched the Candace Owens videos about, and I've seen all of the conspiracy behind how Black Lives Matter as an organization was corrupt and like they'd stolen money and all of these things. But like, that isn't actually what the flag represents. Like, Candace Owens is attacking the policies and the crookedness of the organization, but she's not arguing the fact that, like, Black lives matter because she's Black. And this is another thing. I feel like I saw this in Khadijah's video today, where she's just kind of responding to conservatives versus Black conservatives versus white liberals. And man, for the life of you, I would highly recommend you go and watch that video. I'll probably insert like a very short clip of the video that I watched today, but it's important to, like, I feel like right now, as a young person, as a woman, as a Black person, as a person of color, history matters. And even if you are that person who's like, oh, I don't care about politics, I don't care about history, that's great, but like, you still play a part in the system, and like there is a space in the system for you. And when I'm saying the system, I mean like this, like, almost like this American train of bullshit. Like, people are making decisions, like things are moving, shit is happening. um and like, you don't, even if you're sitting there saying like, oh, I don't care, I don't care. um some That guy who burned the BLM flag, I don't think he was burning it because he was saying like, I don't like the way that Black Lives Matter, the organization, was spending money, and they're a crooked organization. That's not what he was saying. I think he was burning the flag in the same way that we've seen the Ku Klux Klan members burn down Black people's home and murder Black people. He's saying that because like he doesn't care about Black life. That's what that action symbolized. Like, that is a hate crime. That's a hate crime. And I don't think that that's anti-American. I feel like that is the heart, the root, the blood of Americana. It is like this ability to like look at the country and everything that we have, and the reason that you have it, and the reason that things are the way they are, is because people ruthlessly murdered, ruthlessly killed, like stole, did a lot of crazy shit that was kind of like, not all of it, but a very large part of it was like racially motivated, or for their particular interest groups to like rise, right? Like, the people who the Walmart guys, for instance, the guys who started Walmart. I'm not saying that Walmart is a racist organization. I don't believe that. But what I'm saying is like, the people who built Walmart kind of knew what they were doing with this like superstore idea, and they wanted to monopolize the superstore idea. The same way with the guy with the railroads, right? The guy with the tissue. There's always these dudes who build something, some company, and they want to like own the intellectual property and really the ability for anyone to sell. They make it so that the commodity that they have, everyone needs it. And unfortunately, like, if you're a Black person in America, you are a somebody. And I'm saying unfortunately because that means that you have to participate in all of the systems, even if you don't want to. I feel like it's something inherently that, like, and I'm not trying to be funny here, but like a lot of males, just males in general, I feel like they learn at a pretty young age, like, they are a somebody. And what I mean by that is like, unlike women who can kind of just like finesse their womanness to like get shit off of some men, not all men, right? But like some, they could kind of like finesse their beauty to just get things. Men really can't do that. And so they start to learn that like their work matters, their decisions matter. Like they realize that like they have to, if they want to eat meals, they're going to have to get jobs, and if they want to, have meaningful relationships, they're going to have to build them, and if they want to be credible members of society, they're going to have to be out in society, which is something I think that some people are losing. But like, for me, the scary part is like maybe this guy who was sentenced to 22 years didn't understand like the history of America and like how many people were protesting for civil rights, or that even during the civil rights era, before laws were in place, nobody was fighting for him. This is another reason that a whole bunch of like Latino and Latinx politics confuse the fuck out of me. Nobody here, and I mean like there was like nobody. There might have been some Black Panthers who were like people of color, but I feel like it was actually only Martin Luther King. It was like Martin Luther King and a very small group of others who were like inclusion, rights for everybody. Like nobody felt like that. The country was black and it was white. All the other people of color marginalized groups were not a part of the fucking conversation. Nobody cared. The people who were fighting for literal white supremacy wanted white people to live and black people to die. That was it. And when we're talking about black people, this dude Enrique would have been included in that group. And his life would not have mattered either. So for him to come and be like the new Proud Boys leader, it is very confusing because it's almost like iteration 17x of like be hateful to black people in America. And that is scary as fuck. How did we get from a place where like the the people of color, right, who were fighting for um fucking civil rights. And I mean, I'm gonna just talk about women here too. Just like women who were like, well, we deserve to have a job, we deserve to be able to like take care of ourselves